Okay, Tommy. Here's the current situation. We've audited one process so far, which was receiving. We found an obsolete work instruction contrary to clause 7.5.3 and 8.5.1, both of which require use of suitable documents. We found that your receiving department received a shipment that didn't conform to the requirements because of the documentation. This is a minor nonconformance under 8.6, which requires you to ensure that requirements be met. We also found that there is no objective evidence that your employee back there was suitably trained to do receiving or to handle hazmat, contrary to your own receiving procedure, which requires the employee to be trained, and also Clause 7.2 of the ISO standard, which requires you to determine the necessary competence and ensure training. We weren't able to find objective evidence of an SDS sheet in your electronic file, contrary to your record control matrix, which requires it. I am still not finished investigating this issue, but if I find out that you received this material before now and not filed the SDS, you're out of conformance with your own requirements for this. Your receiving procedure also requires your operator to handle non-conforming material via your MDR system. But that obviously didn't happen in this case. But at the conclusion of this, we're going to find a place in the plant where this material hexane is used and see if there are any previous shipments that are also mislabeled. We're also going to investigate the MDR cage just to see what that is about, and also investigate your documentation for any foreign object and debris requirements to keep your loading dock doors shut and restrict access to your receiving area. Just for your information, there was someone smoking within 15 feet of 3 drums of highly flammable liquid. I'm at the limit of what I can contribute as an ISO auditor, but just as an interested party, I would prefer not to have this place burned down this afternoon.
So what do you want me to do about any of this? Miriam is accountable for what goes on with the ISO system.
The ISO standard requires top management, which I've been told is you, to be accountable for what is going on with the QMS and ensure that your system produces its planned results. And also ensure that enough resources are provided so that your company can do that. We also have to report that your management representative, who you have designated to be responsible for maintaining the QMS, has run crying from the building. If we continue with the audit, we're going to have another guide.
Well, you're here now. If we drop our ISO certification at this point, our major customer, Blockhead Corporation, will assume we're not committed to quality. Can you please finish the audit?
Sure, but the auditing standard requires me to have a guide.
Carol, do you know the system well enough to be the guide? Debbie and I are both busy today.
I will try to be helpful. I do know what's on the server. I will try to give Frank what he needs.
Okay, you're the customer, and I'm committed to customer satisfaction too. We'll try to get access to your system and go from there.